Gladly repeat it. So I was saying that this is such a privilege to have you here, to have such a symbol, here. So the first question would be, of course, regarding the movie you just directed. And as a producer, as a director, as an actor, we all know that you made all your heart in this movie. Again, if people didn't see it, that's Horizon, a movie saga. And that's why you are here also. So my question is, why was it important for you to give such a place of woman in a Western? Why was it important?
Well, it's for me, it's fairly obvious. I don't like a lot of Westerns. I like 8 or 9, and the rest of them I don't like. They don't work for me. They're too simple. They leave too much out. And one of the things that's almost always missing is women. I actually started this project in 1988. So I'm very much American with a dog and a bone. I won't let go of it. But that movie looked very traditional. The movie that I set up in 1988. It was 2 men going into a town that existed, and there was a dispute over a woman that one saw 15 seconds sooner than the other. And it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a bad script. In fact, I was going to do it. But the truth was, nobody was ready to do it. And in 2003, I thought I was going to do it again, and no one would do it. And something built up in me, a frustration. And this is where I think I probably have problems in Hollywood. I decided, since they seemed to like the first one so much, which they really didn't, that I would make 4 more. And so I wrote those, but what I did was, there was 2 things very important to me that you maybe understand, because this isn't going to be all about women, is that all the towns in America, they didn't just spring up like mushrooms. They were contested. There were people that had been living there for 12,000 years. And the people that moved across the country, every famous city that you know in America had a stake thrown into it, like an anthill, and it was contested. And every cowboy movie you ever see already has a town. It's already there. We don't know what the absolute struggle was that was America. America was a struggle. It moved in inches. And so I wanted to create a movie that started with, how did a town even come to be? What was the struggle? And so that was a movie I started off co-writing. But what I found was that every storyline began to have a woman running right through the center of it. There is no West without women. The women of the West worked themselves to death. They were worked to death. They spent 24 hours trying to keep their family and their children clean and to make food, and they were worked to death. And every time I started to write a storyline, it centered around a woman. So when you see Horizon, you're going to actually feel that. So, for me, a woman who decides to take a bath, a wet bath behind a wagon because she feels so filthy that she's willing to break a rule that she doesn't even know is a rule, is as important to me as a gunfight. So if you understand that that's as important to me as a gunfight, then you understand that my Western is going to look a little different. And I think it's a better Western because of women. I'm not trying to patronize the room here. It's just, I know things are better when women are a part of what's going on, because if Where did they go? You're responsible for this horrible weather. Somebody's really angry. Some woman is really angry, and that's why we had all this storm going on. I wouldn't blame that on a man at all. But it's very obvious to me that women were much a part of the West, if not more, than men. And I will always believe that.
Would you consider yourself